If they're fucking up, you got to tell them they're fucking up and get rid of them, you know? That's what Boyd would do. He says, hey, if they're not doing their job, get the fuckers out. Throw them out. And that's how a lot of that shit happened on the TV. It was all fucking pumped up for TV, of course. The producer wanted to make it, go kick them boxes or yell at that fucker or whatever.
How much of that was made up for TV?
Most of it. I mean, it all happened. It just didn't happen how they showed it happening. You know, they wanted to redo it and re-show it the way they wanted it to happen. But yeah, I think it was, if I had to do it today, I don't think I'd be a little different. But I'm more laid back. I'm a little older.
Yeah. Got it all out of your system.
No, not all of it.
I mean, I can tell you from experience that doesn't work well. Like, we've got some phenomenal dudes, and like honestly, like
if they're good, you don't have to fucking tell them
That's
anything.
kind of the way that like I look at it. It's like you've got just some talented dudes, and like it's my job to make sure that the work's there, the tools are there, and that like they know what they got to do.
Sure.
You know, in my younger years, you know, I maybe took a few, I don't know, some cues from how you may have managed guys. It ended really bad, like so bad.
But hey, I cleared it with the boss.
Yeah,
he said,
yeah,
just keep doing what you're doing.
It was expensive.
Yeah. No, but I understand. You gotta. I mean, the way I look at it is, if the guys are working and doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing it right, there's no need for me to even be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just do your job and do it right, and everybody will be happy. But my job with Boyd was to make sure that shit was getting done right and getting done on time. And they didn't like to be pushed. There's a deadline and there's this and that. And that was the biggest problem on that show, I think, is the deadline. We had 8 weeks to build a car from start to finish. And it had to be there on that day. Damn. And if it wasn't, he got penalized a lot. They had to be done.
So that, I mean, a lot of that probably wasn't like forced or scripted then, because if a dude, you got to get a car done in 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
And 5 o'clock rolls around and, you know, fabricators out the door.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that's happening.
And you got 15 guys involved in that thing, you know what I mean? And you gotta put your foot down, because they'll walk right over you if you don't.
Damn. But they like, reflecting back on that, I mean, you're obviously you're the fucking like star of the show, basically. But they planted some of those dudes in there, didn't they? For like, you had
a couple of them were.
You had some dudes that, I mean, I fucking liked it. Like it was.
Blueberry?
Yeah, Blueberry.
No, he wasn't a plant. He wasn't. No, he came in there. He was a kid. He came after school. He wanted to learn how to do the hot rods, you know. So you'd come after school, and he picked up a lot. I mean, he knew what was going on at the shop. But when they put him in the limelight, then everything changed. You know what I mean? He just like
he rose to the occasion.
Oh,
the wrong way.
Yeah, but no, Blueberry. I called him Blue Bear. His name is Chad, and he'd walk in there in the shop, and you guys watch Jungle Book, the Baloo Bear?
Yeah, Baloo.
Fucking big fat bear, and he walks with his ass, and I go, motherfucker looks like Baloo Bear. And so we just named him Baloo Bear. And everybody goes, Blue Bear, Blue Balls, or they couldn't remember his fucking name, half the people. Who's that one guy, Blue Balls, or whatever, yeah.
How about the dude, what was the guy that, you know, I'm like fanboying out here, but they put him with Roy. And these guys like, what we gonna do today, Roy?
Lee. Oh, yeah.
What we gonna do
Lee
today?
Once. All right, so here's the
That
fucking
was
deal with that. Here's that story.
man.
So there used to have a motorcycle swap meet in Long Beach, California, like once a month. And I went to that swap meet one Sunday morning, and I'm walking through there, and I hear, hey. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is that? Turn around, and it's Lee. Hey man, you the guy from American Hot Rod. Yeah. All right. So I'm like, yeah. So he gives me his card, and kind of went from there. I go back Monday, and the producer asked me, so what'd you do this weekend? I went to the swap meet. Anything inciting? And I go, yeah, I met a guy you might like. So I give him the card, and he goes, I go, he's black, so Roy ain't gonna like him right away. So you better get him down here. And he goes, oh, fuck, that's great. So he calls him. And the guy is illiterate. He didn't even know directions how to get to La Habra from Los Angeles, where he lived. He had no idea so they had to go pick him up and bring him there. And he came in, and he's like, oh, man, Oh man, he just was again having. I'm a sheet metal man. I'm a sheet metal man. That's all he kept saying. So I said, put him with Roy. That'll be fucking comic. It has to be funny. And the first day, I think that's probably the day you were talking about. Like he was over there and trying to kiss Roy's ass, and Roy was like, "Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out! Roy, can I get you something from the lunch truck? You know, margarita, or what do you want?" and Roy fucking that turned into a real friendship. Like Roy didn't even like black guys, but he ended up liking Lee. Like he was so fucking. And when he died, he left Lee his toolbox.
Did he really?
I never had me a toolbox. And Roy, he goes, "Hey, you got a $2?" I go, $2? Yeah, I think I got two. No, not $2, $2. Fuck, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But yeah, that ended up into a real friendship between Lee and Roy. It was.
I mean, they just the characters on that were so.
He was planted in there. He was planted in there, but only because I brought their attention to this guy, the black guy that I know Roy wasn't going to like. During that time, during the show builds, I called them, what we were doing on TV, those were probably the least nice cars that we did. But everybody would ask me,
No,
so
you had 8 weeks to do it.
I know. So everybody asked me, so how nice was that car? I go, nice as you're going to get in 8 weeks, you know. And they were nice. They were. He didn't cut corners, but it was just rushed. Everything was rushed. You know what I mean? Even that overhauling when that Foose did. I remember a guy that worked for me, Thomas. He was taking them cars after the show, and he would spend another month trying to get them running. You know, they never even fucking ran. They just looked like a car that the show's done.